It's a simple thing. I'll explain it, and then you can still, do what you want. But you choose a spot in the middle. I'll start you unsure. And then you choose what you believe on the statement, abortion is murder, specifically. And then we'll discuss a little bit, and I'll ask you why the reasons you are there. You want to play?
No, I'm all right.
All right. A little too nervous? Too touchy a subject? What?
No.
All right. Okay. You guys want to play?
Sure.
I have a slight suspicion you're all going to be on the same spot. And if so, it might be a short game, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so go ahead and start in the middle.
Start in the middle?
Yep. Unsure. And I'm going to count down, and then you pick a spot without being influenced by anybody else. So you got to have in your mind, do you strongly agree, slightly agree with abortion is murder, or vice versa? Do you strongly disagree? Or, however you want. Make sense?
Yep.
So don't move until I say, and then go where you decided. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I thought so. You gotta pick a spot. So you're all strongly agree. Oh, okay. You'll do. Oh, just agree. Okay. All right. Well, there's something here. All right. So let's just start with you two. Why do you agree? Tell me.
I agree because I believe that a baby is a separate person from the mother. I don't know. I just didn't go to strongly agree because I don't think that for all the people who have had abortions, I don't think they should be prosecuted. I just you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so specifically the murder aspect being a prosecutable offense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a couple laws where they had that stuff in it, and it's I don't think you need to go that far with it, but I still think that it's morally wrong, and yeah.
Okay, I'll come back because that's actually something we can discuss. That's good. Okay, what's your name again? Simon. Okay, what's your name?
I'm Mylena. I am on the agree, but not strongly agree, because there's that part of me that was over there at one point, because I was adopted. I was in an orphanage. I was left in a hospital. So for me, I came from a foreign country. I easily could have been a simple abortion, but instead they let me just live in a hospital and go to the orphanage and stuff. So I've been to the March for Life, and I just feel like it's an important thing that you shouldn't just kill a baby because you're being irresponsible.
So you would specifically say in that those are all good background reasons, but then also specifically that it's murder because it is a baby in the womb. Would you agree with that?
I think it's from conception.
From conception, it's a baby, a developing human child.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. We'll come back to this. And then why do you strongly agree that abortion is murder?
I think strongly agree because life begins at conception. I mean, within the first couple weeks, the baby has eyes, it has a heartbeat, it's growing its brain. There's so much to the baby, already starting from that very first moment that I think it just is automatically considered murder, basically. You have to give the baby the chance to live.
Okay, so it's murder because it's a baby. It's a human, developing human child. If left to itself, will be healthy human person. Yes. Okay. So here's a question. Since we're all in the same area, but it is interesting. So why? I'll ask you two. Why are you only agree? Because your reasons, it seems to me, are all the same. Yeah. Basically, are all reasons. It's a baby. From the moment of conception, or at least very, very shortly afterwards, seconds or whatever.
I think for me, it's because I had friends that influenced me to think that it wasn't murder. I had friends that influenced me to think that the government was taking away my rights and shit. And so I was at one point a little bit more over there than I am over here because of the whole Roe v. Wade thing. I'm a freshman. I haven't done my research into this.
Okay.
I don't don't take anything I say to stone or anything.
That's all right.
My mind is ever constantly changing about this topic. But in my current state, I agree. Okay. Not strongly agree, just because I've been over there and it's still confusing in my little pea brain.
So no, that's fair, absolutely, and that's on it. And by the way, you can move at any point. You can move, either direction, of course. What keeps you, Simon, from being strongly agree, considering that your reasons are seemingly the exact same?
Yeah. I think it's just the fact of, I say agree versus strongly agree, because strongly agree almost, I don't know, I think there's how do I say this? I don't want to be too polarized, you know what I'm saying, as far as like there is some compromise that's needed or whatever. And so like, you know, there's the liberals and then there's the conservatives, and like both sides are radically wrong. Like, you know, you look at way far right, you have anarchy. Way far left, you have a dictatorship and communism, stuff like that. And so it's in the middle where you meet. So it's like I am right, like I am conservative, and I am pro-life on this, but I'm not to the point where it's like everyone who has done this should be prosecuted and should be murdered. Like it's
okay. What if I said, let's see, what if I said you don't have to believe that in the past you have to prosecute people?
Oh yeah, then 100%.
Then you'd be 100%. And then you'd be strongly agree.
Yeah.
So let's say, well,
if the question was, do you believe that it's a separate, like it's a child and a separate person from the mother?
Yep.
And that life is worth protecting, then yes.
Okay. So as far as I understand, I think it would be extremely unlikely, almost to the point of ridiculousness, that they would what's the word? Whatever. They would prosecute people that had when it was legal.
Yep.
So let's just say that's not going to happen.
Yep.
That's what would keep you from moving. You can move if you want to. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that's not going to happen. Almost certainly. Maybe I could be wrong.
It's just, I remember there's that one, was it the Texas law, I think, where they tried to do like some reporting system or something.
I have to go get food to my roommate.
Okay, that's all right. Thank you.
There's like something where there was like a reporting system. I'm not exactly sure, but I remember they tried some and it backfired very badly because the other side just like spammed the turn inside or something. And I don't exactly remember how it worked out, but that's basically it. It's like,
let me alter it really quick. And well, what would you say here? Before I do that, would you say anything to try to, what you think would be persuasive to Simon to be strongly agree, as opposed to just agree?
Not like counterintuiting what you're saying. Like I agree with like in the past if they've done it, they shouldn't be prosecuted now that like it's been overturned. But I do think that because abortion is murder, like you're killing an innocent human life, like just the same as if someone was like born and like alive and was murdering people. That's the same thing as technically killing the baby.
Yeah.
So I think technically now that it has for sure been like overturned, that it should be something to be prosecuted.
So, yeah, so you're saying now you would be going forward prosecutable. Would you agree with that, Simon?
In the past, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I like morally I agree with it. It's just I don't think it's practical, just as far as like you look at like the stigma, like you have half the country that is drilling into everyone's brain that you're taking away the rights or whatever, it's not a child and stuff like that. So I think until like it's more than just 51% majority accepted that it's a child, and like everyone understands that, and they understand like that yes it is a crime and like yes it is a person, then yes. But like,
so what if I were to push on you and just say, what does it matter that whether people believe it or not? If it in fact, as you believe, it is in fact killing an innocent human child, why would it matter, if I say, well, I want to kill my neighbor with a sledgehammer, and most of the town is fine with it, or rather, I want to keep that from happening, but most of the town is fine with it, so I'm going to wait until everyone's more on board, and then we'll push for legislation that you can't be an axe murderer. As an analogy, I would say in that instance, like, well, it doesn't matter what people think, murder is murder, so why would you not want to be strongly agree? Why would you use the same logic? It seems like they're saying to me now anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Like right is right and wrong is wrong no matter what anybody believes. I basically the only thing I'm saying is like, how should I say this?
It makes you nervous.
No, I'm trying to think. I read this book and it had a good analogy in it, and I can't remember which book it was. Give me 1 second.
I mean, it seems like I get what you're saying. Okay.
So basically, what it was about this like perfect community or whatever they want to call it, and so they had like everything was planned out and everything like that, and so like once you just got to a certain age, you went to a home and then you were released, is what they called it, and so they gave them an injection and they died or whatever, but it was just like socially accepted and whatever. So then there's a part where there's a set of identical twins, and so they're like, well, we can't have identical twins running around because that would confuse the community and the order. Yeah, The Giver. That was the book. Yeah. And so they gave one of them the injection or whatever, and the main character he sees it or whatever through a memory or whatever, and he realizes that a release is in fact murder,
killing.
Yeah. So it's the fact of like it's wrong. It's wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's just the understanding of it. It's
Okay. So you're worried about the societal situation
Yeah.
being pushing extreme on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it, like change through bureaucracy in society happens slowly, unfortunately.
Sure.
As much as I wish we could just say Roe v. Wade being overturned, and that everyone agreed with us.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna happen, and I think that's the only reason. It's like I'm not trying to say that I don't understand your point of view, and I don't understand because I've had many discussions with people about that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like there's definitely like backstory behind it. Like you have to understand like what the person is going through. I feel
Sure.
like to for sure kind of make that decision, but at the end of the day, I still feel like it's still wrong.
Yeah, so you're just saying, obviously, empathy, compassion is always required. A woman in a situation like that, it obviously is difficult. But the question at the bottom of it is still, are you killing a human child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Last thoughts? Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll be done.
Yep.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.